It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams. All that and more coming up next.
If you're a Freeway fan, we're just east of the 405. One of the modern jewels of the NFL. Beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers.
When they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
About ready to get this one started. Amy Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from SoFi. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out, Greg, by the #1 overall pick way back in 2009, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But when he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further.
Second down and 8. Throwing, Stafford. This throw right side is caught by Adams. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They run over center with Williams. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. A play fake. Now Stafford to throw. Coming across the field, connecting with Adams. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Javonte Adams, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal. They'll go with Williams. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll get this inside the 5, but no further. Great job by the defense. It sets up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make. You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
You could certainly make the case, Mike, that he had one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in NFL history. Not so much just his personal play, but he has completely rejuvenated that Houston Texans locker room and that Houston Texans organization. It was incredible watching him as a rookie. Tell you what, though, I think he's even more capable here in his second year under center.
Stroud begins with a pass. He locates the open man. That's Christian Kirk. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Open man, the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
So on 4th down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. Here comes Smith on the return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Rams offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead. See if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score. And it's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Atwell sent in motion here. Play action now for Stafford. He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's the give up the middle with Williams. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession, using formations, using run game and pass, unmask the defense, and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
To the outside, it's brought in by Adams.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
2nd down and 3. Here's a designed run. And he's going to lose yardage. How about the defense standing up in the red zone? They'll mark it at the 10.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
Throw it on 3rd down, Stafford. That one taken in. Devontae Adams. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Joshua Carty comes out now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Rams are out to a 10-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He's got his man. That's Nico Collins. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Now Mixon. And he's going to have a 1st down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll go play action with Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Collins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the gun, here's Stroud. And he gets that one complete to Collins. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? That's on the big man, Cam Robinson. Stroud to throw. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. Second and 11. They will work the middle with Mixon. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Stroud going to set up to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. So after 1, 10-0 is our score. And we're back at SoFi in SoCal after this. Fourth down, and on comes Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. This one will be from 37 yards out. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans are on the board. It's now 10-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Rams offense and Devontae Adams heading back onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. First and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
First down, Stafford. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Tutu Atwell. Touchdown, L.A. What a terrific play at the back of the end zone. Greg, that is so hard to do, but something you did during your career. How do guys pull that off?
Yeah, the key here, Mike, is the concentration to not only see the ball, but then you have to feel.
And of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Cardi now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Rams move out in front by the score of 17-3. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Berrios on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Texans offense ready to get back at it. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. To throw, Stroud. This one complete to Jordan. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
They'll go right back to Mixon. And pick up 3 or maybe 4. Cameron Kitchens there to bring him down. Here comes 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Stroud. That is caught, finding Higgins. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On the handoff, it's Mixon. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. That stop made by Byron Young. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll run with Mixon. Heading outside, going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to mark him short, and it is going to be 4th down.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have a Texans first down. They only needed 1, but it's a gain of 6, and it'll move the chains.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that be a bit of a letdown.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Stroud. To the right side, and Kirk's got it. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Open man, that's Collins. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass.
And he's going to be swallowed up, taken down, sacked back at the 5.
Feels like they needed that sack. This entire drive, it feels like the defense was really on their heels. The offense was taking it to them really however they wanted to. So to be able to take a deep breath now, disrupt the rhythm of the drive by getting that sack, that might go a long way now to allow them to get off the field.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans will cut into that lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Kyron Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Williams gets it on the draw. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
Now a second down throw for Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I return to SoFi Stadium after a short break. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. From the shotgun, and the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. So a fourth down, the Rams will send out Ethan Evans to punt. Braxton Berrios deep to return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. On play action, Stroud. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. That's on the former first-round pick, Titus Howard. Throwing is Stroud. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks. A solid pickup on that first down play.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on first down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable second down.
That'll be taken in by Mixon. Now get about 6 before he's taken down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
He's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. To throw is Stroud. The throw on the run is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This a 48-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Texans are able to get it back within a score.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming, and the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our means. We're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And he's had trouble getting on track in this one. Really limited space to find an opening. The defensive front stopping him multiple times. Generally, he has not been a big factor in this game to this point. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. He'll let one go deep for Kirk. And he'll be out of bounds, but they move it down to the 25-yard line. A big one there to start the second half. 47 yards.
And it's the arm talent, Mike. It's on full display. His ability to step up in the pocket, get everything behind that ball, and throw a laser downfield. That's not a throw that all quarterbacks in the NFL are capable of making, and I think it was pretty good defense, just turned out to be a better throw.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the give, this is Mixon. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take it inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
They'll run here with Mixon. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that 1st hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They look to run with Mixon. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
They keep it on the ground twice, Mike, and they have no success. So now if you're the play caller, that starts creeping into your head. Do you have confidence in a 3rd attempt, or now do you try to change it up and go play action and put the ball in the air?
It is brought in the end zone. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston. It felt like they needed a touchdown. Greg, in the worst way, after getting those early field goals to find the end zone. Big boost for this offense.
And it felt like they really needed it. As you said, Mike, to come away with 3 previous drives ending in field goals and not being able to cross it over the goal line for 6, it starts to wear on you as an offense. You start having a little doubt saying, hey, can we finish any of these drives? Now they finally do, and we can expect this to kind of start to roll throughout the rest of this game.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He's got a man. Take it in for 2. And we are all tied here in the 3rd quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and will try to sustain it here down the stretch. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stafford. This throw right side is caught by Adams.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Here's 2nd and 6. A give, and here comes Williams. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. A play fake. Now Stafford to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
Punt team headed out for the Rams, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. Here's Berrios on the return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Kirk is the motion man. On 3rd down, here's a run by Mixon. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
The Texans getting all set to punt, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Rams offense, running back Kyron Williams, ready to go once more. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now it's Williams. That's powerful running. Lowers the shoulder. and picks up 4. Stafford now on 2nd down. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Third and a yard. Play action now for Stafford. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Azeez Al-Shire.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The Texans offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Collins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. A 2nd down throw for Stroud. They go right back to Collins. He's got it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
That's quickly out wide for Kirk. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. On the option, they give it to Mixon. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
On 1st down, they keep it on the ground, and they keep it with Mixon. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. On 2nd down, Stroud. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he'll be out of bounds, but he got the 1st down, so it's going to be 1st and goal. They're going to mark it at the 6. To throw, it's Stroud. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there, and it'll lead to a 2nd and goal. The challenge flag is out. D'Amico Ryan saying, I want another look at this one. They're looking both at the feet to see if 2 were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one. Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Texans will go up by 7. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Rams offense and their running back set to go once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Drive begins with a run by Williams. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Play action, Stafford in trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
This has been a tough sequence right out of the jump. You work all week on your opening script, and they're usually the plays that you feel the best about to try to establish some sort of early rhythm, but through 2 plays, run and pass, all they've done is go backwards.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Stafford. He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell. And he will take this one in. 78 yards. Touchdown, Rams.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can. And when you connect, it is a thing of beauty. And in this case, it results in a touchdown.
On comes Joshua Carty for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Rams to tie this game at 24. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Here's Pierce for the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they'll try to keep it going. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Here's Stroud, who else another catch for his favorite target. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
He'll throw it left and has his running back. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's 2nd and 2. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Stroud going to set up to throw. Looking free downfield, it's Kirk. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
Kirk is the motion man. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Here's a toss, right side to Mixon. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Go Mixon. Touchdown, Texans. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Fairbairn to add the extra point. The kick is good, and the Texans will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. He gets it into the hands of Atwell.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Second down, it's Stafford. That's into the hands of the tight end, Tyler Higbee. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
First down, it is Williams. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Stafford. There's a short one taken in by Higbee. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Atwell sent in motion here. They'll run it with Williams. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. Off play action. It's Stafford. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Davante Adams. Touchdown, Rams. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Stroud. Over the middle. He's got the tight end, Schultz. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? They'll give this to Mixon, running right. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
The second the tight end's head turned around, the quarterback put the ball on him, and now it's, hey, let's see who wants to tackle this big guy and bring him to the ground.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. A throw on the move is caught. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
You get in these situations, third down, tie game, fourth quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And if he continues to come up with these third down pickups and continues to extend this drive, he's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
The crowd making their presence felt. This is third down. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. He will not be able to get to the edge. They shut him down. Taken down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of backwards. The home team's offense and their big play wide out getting set for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
On first down, right back to Williams. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike, I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap to Stafford. Nakua snags it over the middle. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up. Here's Stafford. He's got a man. That's Nakua. Complete. 13 yards on that pass play. First down, L.A.
You want to be a star in the NFL, Mike? These are the high-pressure moments that you can't shy away from. The greats, they embrace it. Tie ball game, fourth quarter. The game is on the line. Everyone in the stadium knows where that ball is going, and I can't blame them.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
On play action, it's... Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away and come up with the turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are. And I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
They'll come up for first and 10. They will work the middle with Mixon. Not much there, maybe a yard. Two minutes to play in regulation. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll come up now for second down. They'll drop to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. A massive play here. Late, tie game, third down. Now, Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker could be a hero.
That ball intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Tennessee. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The Rams offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. From the gun, here's Stafford. This one complete to Atwell. Now, 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. Williams. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. On the ground, Williams. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Texans going to use the last of their timeouts here. Clock stops, 46 seconds to go. Here's a big one, this 3rd down. Here's Williams. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
The extra point from Carty is good. And the Rams will go up by 7. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here's Berrios on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Texans offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. Now a deep ball here for Collins. That is hard! And it's a touchdown! They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
And now they're going to go for 2 and a possible win. And the crowd rising to make this even more difficult. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stopped him short. No gain.
Mike, this is the right call. I know it didn't necessarily work out for them in this case, but with this little amount of time left, try to end the game in regulation. Don't force this thing to overtime. They get that 2-point play. Barring a miracle, they win. They end up coming up short, but I still think it's the right play.
in need of a recovery and a quick field goal. Here comes the onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Rams. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams are victorious as we say so long from SoFi.